Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Quick and Slow Comedy Show. I'm your host, Nick McQuik. As always, we're joined in studio by our fabulous, talented producer, Jamie Null.
That's me.
Yes, how you doing, Jamie?
Pretty good. Pretty high.
Yep. Understandably so. Understandably so.
Yep.
And as always, working the soundboard there, flicking the switches and turning the knobs, we have our talented sound engineer, Tom Brent.
That's my name.
That is you.
Yeah, it's me.
What are you doing, Tom?
Right now, I was just sitting here.
You excited for your upcoming show?
Yeah, we're it's coming along. I almost got all the visuals all done up. Yeah, it's
You wearing tight pants for it?
my tightest pants.
Man, that's how you get the audience out there.
I gotta say, I'm pretty nervous though that the drummer's gonna show up wearing fucking sweatpants.
Is there a dress code where you're performing?
Well,
You're performing at a Gold's Gym?
No, I just it's just kind of sloppy to be in a band recording a DVD and wear sweatpants.
I guess.
Honestly, I'd make him take them off.
So when can people see this show, this live show?
June 2nd at Deviate Tavern in Edmonton.
Ooh, I'm familiar with the venue. And where can they buy tickets?
At the venue the day of.
At the venue the day of. So it's June 2nd. It's all day?
Show starts at 9, doors at 8.
Sounds good. And then the one thing that we really didn't touch on, what are ticket prices?
$15.
$50?
15, 1-5.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
That's a way better deal.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And joining us in studio, we have two other members of the Northern Content Network. We have the host of the 30-Minute Week, Ben Prue.
Hi, everybody.
And the host of the worst podcast ever, Dan Clark.
Hey.
It's the name of the podcast and accurate to the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, they really save a lot of time not having to do any editing or post-production or anything.
You finally got a theme song.
What?
Yeah.
Like an opening thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, there's royalty-free music. You can just go, grab one.
Yeah, we got a royalty-free song.
Yeah?
Custom made.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Burger Finger.
Burger Finger.
Ooh.
What is Burger Finger?
He's a local, I want to say disc jockey because he actually jockeys discs, like floppy discs.
He rides them. He races discs and he rides them
Yeah,
around
you'll
the
see him
track,
riding
and you
around
can
discs, doesn't
He's
have a
4
car.
foot
you can
one.
bet on
Yeah.
the disc ponies. No, his name's Patrick McGrath, aka Patrick Danger, aka
Oh,
Burger.
I know Patrick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's a finger drummer.
He's
I didn't know
he-
that
he-
was his-
He makes beats, mixes, that
Cool.
kind of shit. He's really good, and he did a free one for Alex and I.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then it's fun. So check out Burger Finger. Check him out.
Check out
I gotta
Patrick Burger
plug
Finger.
that guy. He's
How
fucking.
can we,
He's wicked.
I don't know, we'll put a thing there. For the listener here, there's a YouTube compilation to this. I still don't know how you can find it, but, it's up there somewhere. Look around. The advantage of the YouTube thing is that there's a ton of links and, things pop up and visualizations and everything.
And you get to see faces.
Yep. And
Lovely faces.
Yep. So I brought you two on. You're both hosts of your own podcast, so it's kind of strange bringing on a whole bunch of hosts without a guest. So I brought a guest into the mix here. I brought over. He's coming all the way. We're working with chairs right now. He's
Can
coming,
you guys hear us shuffling?
Yeah, can you hear us shuffling as we're fighting for time? He comes all the way. I believe he just graduated law school in beautiful British Columbia, I think it is. Did you start comedy in Edmonton?
No, I started in Toronto. Actually.
Okay, so you started somewhere a little bit worse, and then you worked your way up, and and now you're back in Edmonton.
Yeah, I kind of started in Edmonton, I guess.
I haven't finished introing you yet.
Oh, sorry.
It's Kai Benson.
You can now speak.
Yeah, there you go. Welcome to the big table.
Fucked up already.
Yeah. So Kai, how long have you been doing comedy?
5 or 6 years.
Okay, or who knows?
5.5, I think.
5.5. Okay, we'll just go for a nice round thing there.
Yeah.
And you've been to Toronto. You've been to Vancouver. You've been a couple places in between.
Yeah.
Doing your standing up comedy.
Cranbrook, all the.
The one thing, because
The big time.
Glory
the
house.
Cranbrook. Oh, the Las Vegas of Canada.
I've cried so many times there.
Yeah, that's. I've been pulled over there, and the cop didn't have a breathalyzer to give me.
Wow.
So he just was.
Did
like,
you ask for one?
No, he was like, "Have you been drinking?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Have you?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Let me smell your breath." And I was like,
The old Cranbrook breathalyzer.
Did you move in for a kiss and just breathe into his face?
Well, yeah, we kissed a bit, but
Okay.
I don't think he was a cop. I don't think he was a cop at all. Yeah,
Let's get a little plastic sheriff badge.
dollar store cop.
Are you a cop? Yes. Are you? Just
For
play this
real?
weird back and forth forever.
And then we nightsticked each other for 10 minutes. The one thing that I kind of am working with right now is I had probably the worst interaction with a heckler last night. So we'll just go around the table. We're all comedians. What's your favorite heckler memory?
I don't have memories.
You don't have memories. Lots of hecklers, no memories.
Yeah, absolutely don't have an answer to that. I'm sorry.
How do you do jokes then?
I don't know. The reason I went to law school.
You're living your life like Memento.
you don't need memories in law school.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing to memorize there.
disaster. I have no idea how I made it through that.
They got books for that.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
all in the books.
They're using artificial intelligence now at some law firms because it
What?
just scans
Yeah.
every precedent ever,
It's-
and it
it's
just
terrifying.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Jeez. So you just need a suit now to be a lawyer, right?
You don't need
Damn it,
any,
I still don't qualify.
Yeah, exactly.
You
One
just
of these days.
no, you just need a computer.
That
That's
sucks.
that's probably not the right way to look at it. It's more just like you don't get to be a lawyer anymore because computers can do it.
I can just imagine now you have your Siri and somebody else has their like Siri and you just hold it up and they argue in front of the judge. That's how it'll be one day.
That is the one saving grace for me. I think I'm going into criminal defense, and like you can't have a robot do the in-court stuff for you. So like my job is gonna be more or less
Oh, okay.
all right. But yeah, like I think I read like that there was some big law firm in the States where they did like 130,000 hours of like billable hours in 10 seconds or
Did they
something
still
like that.
charge for every hour? Because they would.
Yeah.
Like probably not that, but it is like
them
that's
good
that's a
deal, the
lot
first
of
10 are
lawyers
free.
that don't have jobs anymore.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go. Automation hurting everybody. You know what it did to Detroit, right? It's not the
Pretty
Rock
much.
City anymore.
That's the scary thing. is
I'm
that-
pretty sure that was China,
Yeah, China did that to Detroit.
not automation.
Oh,
Well, a lot of things happened to Detroit.
yeah, exactly. 8 Mile, the documentary. Have you seen that movie?
That happened to Detroit.
Yeah, I would like to hear you
The
flesh that idea. out.
The
documentary.
documentary 8 Mile. He had vomit on his sweater. It was mom's spaghetti.
Did you hear what they did to Detroit? What 8 Mile? Oh god damn, 8 Mile. Right in the kisser.
Yep, the Chinese did that, right?
Yep,
Is that what I'm to believe?
sure did.
Chinese M&M.
Yeah, the Chinese M&M. I think those are called Skittles.
Okay.
The
Tom
audio
didn't
producer's
like that one.
groaning. He's groaning.
Let's just move on.
So you're a
New
lawyer.
riff.
I'm not.
You're not. You're
Not at
going
all.
to be lawyering.
Yeah.
you finished
after you
your lawyer
after
school.
you finish school, you have to article, which is like working for somebody for almost a year and then pass the bar.
Is that what you work?
It's a little
for them
different
for
every
free,
province.
Or like
No,
you're a law
it's
slave.
it's like an apprenticeship-ish, something like that. But like, no, you are getting paid, just not like well.
You're like a gopher.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's just like the
Well, not well for a
introduction.
lawyer.
It's just you can't pass law school and then just like start working as a lawyer because rightfully they think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you
like-
probably like you don't want somebody coming out of med school and like taking your pancreas out first day.
Yeah, like what do you have to do in medicine? Like a residency, like it's similar to that, I
Okay.
suppose.
So yeah, you just gotta go work for somebody. That probably
Yeah, so
don't pay you
I'm
very
like
well.
applying for those jobs right now. Most people figure that out like way before they're done law school, but I'm lazy.
No. No, the thing is, you went to law school in Vancouver,
yeah.
and you're gonna practice law.
Probably in Toronto.
Okay, the opposite side of the country.
Yeah.
So how much of your like education is relevant there? This is a comedy podcast.
I don't know, like as much as it ever is, like the education is not necessarily that helpful, I think. Like a lot of things, like it kind of shows that you're qualified to learn how to do it, but then like you still have to learn all the ins and outs of actually doing the job.
So you had to go to school for 4 years to get like a bachelor of arts in something.
Or in my case, 6.
6 bachelor of arts. Oh no, 6 years.
6
Okay,
years.
I'm like, holy crap, you are overqualified.
Yeah, no.
For everything.
Yeah, he's actually 54. But so you went for 6 years to get a bachelor of arts, and then you have to go to law school for how many years?
3.
3 years.
So I
So
actually have
you're-
a Bachelor of Journalism. Actually, me and Ben go back because we met working at the Sherwood Park News.
I was Kai's boss.
No,
Yeah?
he was not.
Yes, I was.
And
No,
what-
Mike.
and
Mike,
what- and
Mike
were-
was both of our bosses.
And
Oh.
what were you, a janitor?
Oh wait,
That was a long time
were
ago.
you the? Did you become the editor in chief after that?
Yeah, but then I quit right after.
You were
Yeah.
an editor in
yeah.
chief.
Yeah, and then I quit.
It, like there was
I
4
hated
people
it.
working at that paper.
How many years
like,
of school did you have to go to become an editor in chief?
I did 2, but I barely did them. Yeah, I didn't really do them. Like, I had a class I didn't show up to once, wrote the final, and got like a C or something on it.
Wow.
And that's a pass.
Jeez.
Yeah.
To be fair, I just got an internship there while I was still in journalism school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why he was your boss. And then you were
No, apparently I wasn't.
He was not
I
my
have my
boss.
timeline way off here.
There's the editor in chief. There was the sports guy. There was Ben, who was like the only normal reporter there, and then I was the intern.
Ben's the normal reporter.
Yeah, I didn't like that job, so I was just
was
constantly
awful.
on an even keel of drunk.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not like
That
now.
was back. Well, no, now I'm less even keel, but I'm still drunk all the time. No, that was back when I could still have booze in my desk drawer all the time.
Oh,
It was
wow.
awesome. Yeah.
Sweet.
And then I got out of there and
What
was
is that in
happy.
the 60s?
I think that's the
Uh,
90s, like early 90s.
I feel like newspaper offices still do it. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like that hasn't changed.
It's funny. Like every profession or thing I'm involved in is just full of alcoholics. Like journalism,
Yeah.
comedy, and law are all just full of drunks.
Yeah, that's true. That checks out.
I was
Wait till
working
you get
hard
into
today.
the blow.
Just wait.
Just wait, it can get worse.
No comment.
Comedy and law.
I did so much housework today, and I was drinking beer from like 8 a.m. It was great.
Perfect.
It kept me happy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's normal, right?
yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I would
It's
never
the weekend, so
Yeah.
wake up at 8 a.m. on a weekend, but
I had shit to do.
yeah, he had housework to do. Okay,
Yeah.
he was an editor in chief once.
I started changing out my ceiling fan.
Yeah.
Not the bathroom fan,
Okay.
and I never got it done right. So there's still a hole in my ceiling now.
Ah, that's good. Just
'Cause
ventilation.
I bought the wrong size, so
Yeah.
it doesn't fit in the hole. And then I was smoking in the attic, and I coughed and I inhaled a bunch of like insulation. And I was like, okay, I'm done. And then I came here.
so if you'd
been a
like to
good
hire
day.
Ben to fix your house,
yeah.
he's-
Former editor in chief,
He'll work
all
for
around
beer.
I'll
handyman.
smoke everywhere.
Yeah. Smoking in your attic.
Well, yeah, I wanted a cigarette. I had shit to do.
Yeah, I guess.
Can't stop.
Yeah.
It's-
So what is it like working in a newspaper? Like, I mean, back in the day when newspapers
Yeah.
were still a thing, now they're all just blogs.
They weren't really relevant by the time I started, to be honest.
Yeah?
Nobody cares.
I don't think the Sherwood Park News was ever relevant.
No, no, it wasn't.
Like,
So
here's
like-
a town where nothing is happening. Try to talk about it.
Hey guys, they just put in another new Walmart, strip mall shit, right?
Yeah, I
In
guess.
Sherwood Park?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to that Walmart. It's awesome.
Yeah, and then they're like, and we're going to need a whole page about that. I imagine, like, with journalism and everything, you have to drink because you always have to read about, like, the worst of the world and talk about it. Like, if you open a newspaper,
Well, yeah,
it's
if you're
all...
at a daily.
Yeah.
Like if you're at like the Edmonton Journal or something.
Yeah.
I just drink because I like to drink.
Well, yeah,
Plus,
of
I didn't
course.
like the people I worked with.
Yeah?
Do it for the love of the game.
Do it for the
Sorry about that.
But what was your experience as a newspaper?
I think the only actual newspaper I worked at was the Sherwood Park News. I worked at the what do you call it, campus paper for a while, and that was fun. But like
Yeah.
you're talking about pretty equally
Also irrelevant.
mundane shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the features editor though, so I at least got to do like in-depth things. Of just like, bro, are kids using Adderall? I'm like, yeah, let's talk about that. Fuck.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, of
The
course
answer
they
A
are.
is
lot, like all the
absolutely.
time. Yeah.
That's the only way that
Let's
they can keep
go
up
talk
with
to the
foreign
med
students.
students.
I think that was more just research for.
For your own Adderall use?
Yeah, it's like, what's this about? Maybe I'll. And then I did.
How do you get a prescription for Adderall? We should talk
Uh,
about that. What do you got to say to the doctor to give him the right pills?
Can I have some Adderall, please?
See, he said please. That's the difference
Yeah, I
right
guess
there.
that's how we do it.
Yeah, that probably would have been easier. I like went to a thing and they're like, oh, go talk to the psychiatrist. And then I just told them like
Oh,
my
man.
life and whether I have ADD or not, I definitely act like I do. So it's fine.
My
Oh, yeah.
doctor will prescribe me anything.
What doctor? Well, I guess we
Kind
can
of
say your doctor's
I'll tell
name.
you
Michael
after.
Jackson doctor
I-
do you have?
So I went there like twice to actually get prescriptions.
Yeah.
And now I'll be sitting in the waiting room and he'll come out and he'll be like, Ben, do you want more Vicodin? And I'll be like, yeah, I do. And then
like-
he'll give me a prescription. They charge me money and I leave.
I can get whatever I want from my doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
They don't
it's-
care.
Yeah.
What are you guys blackmailing your doctors? How do you do
No.
this?
Like I
They
mean,
just-
I don't
well-
feel like I ever really want anything too unreasonable at least.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, I'm not sleeping very well. He'll just give me whatever the fuck I want.
I just get cyclobenzaprine, which is like a muscle relaxer. And he's like, yeah, take it. I don't care.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I guess you're not like asking for meth or anything like that. So
Not-
what's
not-
what's
You
the
should
like
try
the-
that and
Kind
get
of what
back to us.
Adderall is?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a little
I
less
have a
dangerous
different guy
than
for
meth.
that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't have to smoke your Adderall.
meth light.
I have a theory that like for my doctor at least because he's a Middle Eastern guy is that like you go in and you're like, hey, like I'm super stressed or like I feel sick. He's like, yeah, they bombed my country again yesterday. I don't fucking care about your issue. Here, take whatever you want. Who gives a fuck? That's my little theory for my doctor
Yeah.
because like I know he's from a place that is probably getting fucked in the ass by the USA right
Detroit.
now. Yeah,
Everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
like when I had my back surgery, they were like, "Oh, do you want some OxyContin?" And I'm like, "No, that like ruins lives."
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
it
"That's."
can.
You're like, just get it and give it to me. It's I don't know, that sort of stuff scares the shit out of me.
I won't do oxys. And when I take Vicodin, I chop them in half
Yeah.
because they scare me too.
Because you got to make it last longer. That's why. I crush them up and snort them.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to chop them way more times than that to really get.
To get a good line going.
I cut mine
Vicodin
into
scares the
hundredths.
Shit out of me, man.
Yeah.
It's super addictive.
Yeah.
What is Vicodin? Because I
It's
know
a
like
painkiller.
oh, it's a painkiller.
Yeah,
It's a painkiller.
But it's
so-
like heavy duty.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Isn't it a
industrial stuff.
benzo?
Isn't that because they give that
No.
to?
No,
I
it's
think
not.
one
It's
like
an
I
opioid,
don't know
I
somebody I know, but I guess I
benzos.
shouldn't say names.
No.
They give that to somebody so they
Benzos
can
are like-
fly. They give them
Really?
Vicodin and Percocet.
Oh, those are both not okay to fly on. I assume.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, and the person
Doctors
was like,
don't care. Pilots are high. What is
Yeah,
this fuck?
Exactly. The person like went to the doctor and asked for them for like flight reasons, and it's like I had to take them to calm you down on a flight.
Oh man, Vicodin calms you down. It's because your body just goes into uselessness. I
Wasn't,
just take him to sleep.
wasn't that a plot to a movie with Snoop Dogg in it, where they got like a purple
talking about
plane and shit?
Soul
You
Plane?
lost me at movie with Snoop Dogg in it.
Okay,
I don't know.
Soul
what-
Plane. Yeah, no, because like all the pilots and shit, everybody's doing drugs. Like that's the
Okay.
whole.
Like there are some like classic movies like The Godfather and stuff that I haven't seen, and
You haven't
Soul
seen The Godfather?
or Soul Plane.
Same level. You're fine.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen The Godfather.
I haven't seen either of those movies either.
The Godfather's a classic.
Oh, I'm aware of that.
I've seen The Godfather 2.
You need The Godfather 1.
Yeah. Like it seemed like
Yeah.
an okay movie on its own, but I haven't seen it yet. So
The Godfather 1's better though.
What,
Which
like-
one's the one with the horse head?
Godfather 1.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one I care about.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the movie that made Al Pacino's career.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I don't think it's on Netflix. So where do you get movies nowadays if they're not on Netflix? Like
Yeah.
they have a bin at Walmart that you can dig
do you have
through.
a Cody box?
I don't know what that means.
Have you heard of those?
No, what
They're
is
the
that?
best.
Does anybody here know?
It's like
Cody
you hook
Box?
it up to your TV and it goes off the internet.
Yeah.
And so you just type in a movie that you want to watch and it filters through every website in the internet that streams movies and it'll just find you a copy.
You can also download like an app on your computer that is a Kodi thing, and it'll do the same thing.
Is that like CODY?
KODI.
Yeah.
Okay. So wow.
They cost like $100. And then but you only pay the one time.
That's cheaper than an Apple TV.
Yeah, and you can watch anything on it.
Damn.
Or you can download it for free.
Yeah, I guess you could. We don't support
I was gonna
illegal
say,
pirating of anything here.
No, it's
You're
not.
a lawyer
It's not-
is present.
It's still
not
pirating,
illegal.
but he's paying $100 for it. Like I'm just gonna torrent stuff. Like
It's
no,
not illegal though.
yeah.
It's not.
totally
It's not
legal.
pirating because you
Yeah,
don't
because you're
down.
streaming.
You
You're
it
not-
finds streaming sites that have the movies you want.
Oh, nifty.
I watched Hacksaw Ridge yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah. That's a movie about a guy in a war who won't kill anyone, right?
Yeah,
It
and then
sounds boring.
The battle scenes are actually unbelievable, and the rest of the movie is just shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. Because that's one of those movies where I think you can see the trailer and you're like, oh, it's a guy, and
Yeah.
like the trailer is a guy. He's like, I refuse to fight, and then they like show some scenes of war and he's not fighting, and then they show him getting a medal, and then I'm like, oh, that's the whole movie.
Yeah, that is the whole movie.
Like there
Is
you
it
go.
World War
Summarize.
II?
Yeah.
Why do you hate World War II, Ben?
Well, Nazis, mostly.
You're such a Jew.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my favorite joke.
I
It's just called Ben a Jew.
Yeah.
it's a classic. You know.
My favorite joke is to call Ben a Jew.
Dan wrote
Not
me,
even a punchline.
Dan wrote me a joke once. It's my favorite thing ever, and I never tell it because audiences hated it.
Everyone hates it, but
So
it's so
no.
funny.
It was just
Hit me with your best shot.
it was everything, or I'm everything that Terry Fox ever wanted to be. One-legged and alive. I thought was so funny.
That is fucking
and
funny.
audiences fucking hate it.
You have,
That's savage AF.
you have to build up a lot of goodwill to be able to
Oh,
pull that
man.
one off.
No, you should open with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Smack him in the face.
I've thrown it out there with really fun crowds where I'm like, this is the worst joke I'm going to tell today.
You've actually had
You have to tell them.
You've had some of the worst audience reactions. My favorite story of yours is when you were in Red Deer.
and I got punched in the face by a woman. Yeah, that was a fun night. That was a good one.
Oh man, yeah. I've had beer bottle thrown at me. I've had people
Yeah.
like rush the stage but then stop. I don't know why. I guess stage fright. But I've never had anybody like fucking jump
Well,
at me with a fist on
They
stage.
got kicked out. I was there with Alex Fortin, and this table was being dicks when he was on stage, and then I got on stage and just yelled at them because they weren't shutting the fuck up.
Yeah.
But I got laughs out of it, and then I moved on, and then they spoke up again, and as soon as they did, they got the boot. And then they waited for like 45 more minutes outside while I was still on stage, waiting for me and Alex to come outside. And then we did, and these 9 guys surrounded us. And we were like, oh, okay, I guess this is happening. Because there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And so we were just waiting to get punched, and this guy was holding his fist like in my face. And then his girlfriend jumped over top of him and Superman punched me in the face, and the back of my head hit a brick wall.
Oh my god.
And they all stopped, and they were like, you can't do that. And I was like, none of you can do this. And they were like, oh yeah, but she works here. And I was like, okay. So I went inside, and like just in passing, I went up to the manager. I was like, hey, your waitress just punched me in the face. And he was like, holy shit, stop. And then we had to like file a complaint, and she got fired and stuff. Yeah.
I love that.
Alex never
okay.
got hit.
This is why I didn't have an answer to the heckler question, because I haven't done the road in Alberta enough.
Yeah.
I don't have a story where like a waitress punches me after a gig.
She was off duty.
Yeah. At her work.
Well, they were high on something.
Oh
real.
yeah, I've had people try and give me meth at shows in Red Deer. It's a crazy place. It is very weird.
See, that's a great one for the Red Deer paper. Is, waitress punches one-legged comedian.
Dan had one of my favorite ones. We were doing Oktoberfest in Fort St. John,
Oh man.
and there was like 400 people there.
Yeah.
But the kegs were tapped an hour before the show,
Oh
and they
no.
were all destroyed. So we had
Yeah.
like 20 people listening to us, and Dan started drinking beer out of hats and shit. It was the weirdest show.
Whoa.
Like plastic Oktoberfest.
Oh, okay.
I was
thought
gonna
like
say,
a
what
ball
kind of hat
cap.
really
Like a
holds-
ball
You gotta
cap.
go quick and then just like squeeze it out of there.
Yeah, it's like, ugh,
It was so weird.
that's nutty.
I forgot. I blanked on my jokes because I couldn't believe what was happening because nobody stopped to listen.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Oh, I would stand 20 feet away from the stage and couldn't hear what Dan was saying, and it was a good sound system too.
Yeah, it was just they
no
were
one stopped.
slurring.
No
ruthless.
one stopped talking.
Wow.
They just kept drinking, and it was 400 people in like a banquet hall in a hotel. So it was like 50-foot ceilings, like the worst atmosphere for comedy.
Oh yeah, there was people doing like keg stands.
So
in
wait,
the
what
back
time?
and shit.
What time did this take place?
We were on at like 8.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was night. I was worried it was like 3 in the
it
afternoon or
was-
No,
something.
it was
but they tapped
nighttime.
the kegs at like 5 or something.
Oh no.
But it was like for opening one of the best paying gigs I've ever done.
Yeah, but then you got to work for that money, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, not really. You could have just stood up there silently and nobody would have noticed.
They
Yeah,
wouldn't
just
have.
move
Take your
your mouth.
paycheck. Whoop.
There
like
was a
a-
magician who was emceeing, and I don't think anybody saw a single one. I don't even think he did a trick.
And here's the thing: they had TV screens on either side of the stage so that everyone could see us, and people would just be like, "Well, gonna keep drinking now."
Jeez.
It was amazing.
I love gigs like that where it's like, and the magician will be here, and then there's a clown making balloons, and then you go up and do jokes, and I'm like, what sort of circus did I join?
Well, I did the Men's World Curling Championship. And it was me and then Atomic Improv, who are super funny.
Yeah.
And I went up, and there's like all over the age of 70, first of all. And then there's like Chinese teams there that don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it was just, and we were in the beer gardens, and it was a nightmare. And then the improv guys went up, and nobody wanted to volunteer or
Yep.
go on stage
Or give a suggestion
Oh
or
my
participate
God.
at all.
It was a rough night.
Oh, this weekend at the Strip, Sarah Tiana's there, and
She's funny.
She's very funny.
Yeah.
And Lecomber's middling, and I'm hosting. And I went on stage. I walked on the stage, and I said, "Hey guys, thanks for coming out on a lovely day. It's May long weekend. It means a lot that you're here. as soon as I say that, a guy goes, "It's minus 50." I'm like, it's plus 22, and he goes, "Wind chill." And I'm like, "Oh, we have a stray weatherman wandering around here, just yelled stuff out."
That's pretty funny though.
Well, and then like I just kept going, and I'm doing some crowd work and talking to people, and it's like, "Is it your birthday?" And the guy goes, "No, it's not." And I'm like, "You don't know these people. You can't just yell." And then I did "Hey, I'm from Dawson City, Yukon." And the guy yells out, "Vancouver." I'm like, "No, I know where I'm from." And he's like, "I'm from Vancouver." I'm like, "Yeah, you can go back whenever you want." And I just kept shutting down over and over again. And then he was like, "What should I do in Edmonton?" I'm like, "You go see our big baseball bat we got." And he goes, "What was it? You're swinging blanks, buddy." And I'm like, "That's two things. That's swinging a miss and shooting blanks.
You
What am
double
I?
whammied,
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing? Are you?
How
doing
do you play baseball?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm swinging blanks." So I was
Are you
like,
pitcher or catcher when you play baseball?
I think I'm outfield, left outfield.
Tom hates this podcast.
No, I just picked up what Dan was putting down there.
But
I
so
just picked it up.
he would not stop heckling. And then Lacombe, who is like incredibly funny, was going in, and every time Lacombe would start a joke, he would start yelling out stuff at Lacombe. And Lacombe was like, "You got to go. Just get out." And then the manager, Dino, comes over, and the guy goes, "Oh, you're sicking your fat friend on me?"
Oh my god.
That's not good. I've seen Dino like fucking pick people up.
Yeah, he picked somebody up by his throat and choke slammed him the one day. So he just
That
grabs
guy
him.
shat his pants.
Yeah, he did. He
That's a
shit.
real thing.
Yeah, the guy came at Dambra, and Dino grabbed him by the throat and choke slammed him, and then picked him up and was like dragging him against the wall, and you could see a stain where.
He legitimately shit himself.
Yeah.
Which is the funniest thing ever.
Yep. And then you have to follow that. But yeah, Dino just grabbed him by the shoulder and let him out of the club, and then we had a phenomenal show. But like the guy would not, and like I kept shutting him down, and the audience was like, they turned around, and I'm like, "Let's all chant, 'Shut the fuck up,' and they were all chanting at him.
Yeah.
And then we'd go into jokes, and then he would pipe up again, and I'm like, "Listen, these people are gonna kill you if you don't stop talking."
That is the worst kind of person.
Yeah, and like he was sitting at a table by himself.
Yeah, of course he was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He doesn't have any. He doesn't have
Nobody
any.
likes him.
He doesn't have friends, and he doesn't know how to make them.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person he is.
So
I just wonder what their intention is. Like, do they think they're gonna get something out of doing that?
yeah, kicked out of a club.
He's got a story now. He's like fucking.
For who? He doesn't have friends.
The comic strip. No, I don't know. He's posting it on Facebook.
He's talking to himself in the mirror.
No, it's for at the water cooler at the office. "Hey guys, what did you do this weekend?" "I got kicked out of a comedy club because I'm a piece of shit.
Because I was too funny, guys. Because I'm too
They
funny.
can't handle me.
Somebody shat their pants. I'm serious.
It wasn't even me.
Yeah.
Shit your pants funny.
He just wouldn't. And like the thing was, I was trying to play with him the whole time and be like, "Oh, look, we're friendly." And then eventually I was like, he just will not stop. So I had to create like social pressure on him, and he just wouldn't shut
Yeah,
up.
you
the
know how to
whole-
bully people.
Yeah. Yeah, you damn right I do. I put him in the locker. The hurt
I made
locker.
fun of his mom. I made fun of how he looks.
Yeah.
Social pressure. I called him a faggot.
He said to Lacombe, he said, "You're not funny." And Lacombe goes, "Give me anything that you want me to do a joke about." And he goes, "I'd say sex, but you've never had it."
Oh my god.
And then the like audience is crickets, and Lacombe goes, "So that was your joke, and nobody laughed at it?" Because they laughed at mine.
Yeah.
So if I'm not funny, whoa,
Sean's-
where are you
Sean's
at?
so funny.
And Sean just kept ripping him apart, and eventually was like, "Listen, I want to do my joke, so you gotta leave. Get the fuck out."
Well, yeah, because at some point there's nothing you can do with a guy like that.
Yeah, he just won't stop. I don't know. There's something wired wrong in his brain.
Probably got hit
He's
in
just
the head.
he's just really drunk though, right? This wasn't a sober.
No,
This
he
was a
was
sober
sober.
person
He
acting
didn't
like
order a drink at all. He had a salad. He walked in, and he was like,
He had a salad.
He
He
had a
was like,
salad.
"I'm a vegan. I do CrossFit."
Does he also vape? In,
"Oh yeah,
in,
I'd
in our-
assume." It was, yeah, he was just out on a mission to ruin that show. And then when he got up and he was getting escorted, he's like, "Can I get a moment of silence?" And the audience member was like, "Get the fuck out!" I'm like, "Apparently not."
Let's get him on the podcast. I want to hear his backstory.
Let's get that guy on the.
My
podcast.
father was a comedian. He left us. So
Yeah. So I just travel the country. But I don't know. The heckler mindset, like sometimes there's a heckler and they think that they're coming to help and they're not.
No, there never are.
They never are.
Even if you have fun with it and it turns into something funny,
Yeah.
it's still better to just do the material
Yeah.
and then do what you want to do.
Yeah. But, and like this guy obviously was not there to help at all.
Yeah.
He was there to ruin everybody's night. And yeah.
And he succeeded.
And he succeeded.
Because you're still talking about it.
Because
So he's immortalized now.
I've never had like a heckler like that where you just keep shutting him down, and he's like, "Hey, everybody's threatening my life, and I'm sitting here in the dark, and people keep glaring at me, but I'm just gonna keep talking." I'm like, how has this guy made it to like whatever 30 years old or whatever he is? Like,
It happens. I've had shows where I just full out stop. And
Yeah.
I go, I'm not continuing until this guy leaves.
yeah,
And then the crowd just chants until he leaves.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Usually that works. You get the crowd chanting at people. I don't know. I've had the heckle of like people throw a beer bottle at me. Not
Yeah,
really
I
a
don't know
heckle.
if that's so much a heckle
That's
as
more
it is
of a-
assault.
like assault.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of assault,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I mean, you went to law school.
Yeah.
Sort of assault.
I saw somebody throw like a hard mug at Dambra,
Oh.
and it left like a huge bruise on his leg.
I
Wasn't
saw-
there like a tip jar?
No, that was the carafe at Woody's.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
And then the drag queen chased the guy. It was a weird night.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great night.
Yeah.
I just want stories, you know. That doesn't have to go well.
That, sadly, that is the entire story. There was nothing else to it.
Nah,
Yep.
that's too bad.
There was a drunk person, maybe like mentally unstable, I don't know, but they were like, "You took my land," and Danvers like, "What did I do?" And then he just grabbed a carafe, like a wine carafe, full of like tips, like change, and whipped it and threw it, and it hit Damber in the leg, and Damber just buckles and goes down. And then he runs off, and the drag queen runs off, and I run off, and now we're all just having like one of those like Benny Hill like doo 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 yakety sax moments as we're running down the stairs on
So
Jasper Ave.
But Dambra sent me a picture the next day, and his whole leg was like green and purple.
Oh
Yeah, I mean,
Because he's old as shit, right? So
yeah. Exactly. He can't take a carafe like he could when he was 20.
Man, I used to take carafes to the face all day.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on?
That's
with my
how
leg?
he'd close the show normally, but like when you get older, you can't do that. Not doing pratfalls when you're 50. Yeah.
these are the memories.
Tom, what's
that
the
you're
matter
missing
over
out
there,
on.
bud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
what have I been doing? Learning
Why-
things in school when I could have been being assaulted and
Yeah.
indescribable.
Well, I did the Parktown in Saskatoon,
yeah.
and this woman came up to me afterwards and she goes, "Do you want to make out?" And I'm like, "Okay, first of all, that's like what you say in high school." But then like the thought clicked in my head because like Ryan Short, Danny Marnello, Drew Bam, all these guys have like bragged like, "Oh, I go there and I fuck these chicks," and I'm just like, "Oh."
It's just that one person.
Yeah, I'm like, that could like I was like, this person probably comes to all the shows and fucks all the comedians, and I was like, none for me.
Ryan Short emceed for me one time in Saskatoon, and in between opening the show, and then he brought up a middle.
Yeah.
And during the middle set, he took a girl up to his hotel room and made it back down in time to bring me up.
Oh man, that
And
is
she
just,
was
like, that's
and
dedication.
and she's not satisfied at all.
just the
No.
border of impressive and sad. Like everything about that is just good and horrible. All
I
at
was
once.
mostly just impressed that he clearly set a timer or something.
Yeah. I hope he does his time. Out of him. Yeah, when I did it, the MC, like he said, "Oh, just do like 30 organically," and I'm like, "Is there a light?" He goes, "No." So I'm like, "Okay," so I'm doing my time, and I look at and it says 35, and there's no light, and he's nowhere to be seen. So I was like, "Let's get the host over here. Where's the host? Come on, bring him up." And he went outside and he was smoking, and then he started smoking weed, and then he was just like outside hanging out with people, I guess.
That's Saskatoon for you.
Yeah, that was I did like 45.
I'm going there in June.
On
but I do
30.
the Ramada now. I don't do Parktown anymore.
Oh, yeah, the Ramada.
I missed Parktown. It was a good time.
Parktown's good. It's kind of weird that you just walk across the street to the bar.
Yeah, I loved that.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Ramada, I think it's the Ramada in Saskatoon, is you walk through the pool to do the room in the basement.
No, so the
Or is that
Ramada,
You can. But
Yeah.
You go outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
walk
you got to walk
over.
around otherwise. But then you got to walk back around and the bar's right there. So
Okay. Because, yeah, I walked through the pool to do it.
yeah, you don't
and
have to.
I was like, what the
Like,
it
that's
was,
fifth floor.
It was very strange.
Pool and exercise room. No, second floor is pool and
Do you
exercise room.
memorize
No, that's
hotel
Regina.
layouts?
Regina has a cool pool.
Yeah, Regina
Oh,
is pool and
Regina
exercise
is,
room.
yeah.
Fibber McGee's?
Yeah.
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 That's a
Oh.
good time.
That was the drunkest audience I've ever performed for.
Oh, it always will be.
There was like these women, I would say 20 women, and they were like esthetician beauty salon, and they were having their company Christmas party. And they showed up and they were so drunk and they wouldn't stop talking. And the one woman broke her phone and laughed about it. That's how you know you're too drunk, when you just smash your phone and laugh about it.
Regina's the best, man. They just party.
Yeah.
I went down early.
That's because
before
there's
a show.
nothing else to do.
No, there is nothing else to do. I went down like 2 hours before a show to have a meal, and it was me and Fortin, and the waitress comes up to us. It was just us and then a table of 4 at the other side of the bar.
Wow.
And she comes up to us and she was like, "How's your day?" And we were like, "Oh, it's fine. How are you?" And she was like, "Well, I just caught that table looking at porn." So, and I was like, "Do they have a reason?" And she was like, "They didn't give me one." And so then they stayed for the show. And during the show, I announced it to everybody that they were caught looking at porn at the table. And I was like, "What were you doing?" And the one guy goes, "We were trying to figure out what a transvestite was." Okay. That was it. I didn't go
It's a
further
reversible
into it.
vest where it's like bright colors on one side.
But I was like, I'm not digging into this deeper.
Damn. Yeah. I ended up bringing one of the women on stage to pluck my eyebrows and nose hair while I told jokes because that was the only way they would shut the fuck up.
Wow.
So I had her I was bleeding, blood coming off my face as I brought Ryan Patterson on stage.
That sounds lovely.
It's literally.
How do you get to
And
that
you're-
point where you're like, this is the only thing that will fix it?
Your
I would
eyebrows
ta-
look great,
Yeah,
by the way.
I would talk to them, and then they would just they would answer, and then just go right back into talking. So I was like, "You guys did you bring your waxing thing? Because you come on stage, wax my legs. I don't believe that you do that. I don't believe that that's your job." And then she's like, "I didn't bring any waxing." I'm like, "What did you bring?" She's like, "I brought my tweezers." I'm like, "Get up here and fix my eyebrows." And she did. She came up, and she was like spilling her beer and
my
moving
God.
around like she's on a boat, and thunk. And I'm like, "Oh God, I hope this doesn't go in my eye." I was like, "I've taken way
Have you
too
been
big of a
checked
risk."
for Hep C since then? That's some disgusting. Don't get a tattoo in Mexico or let someone do your eyebrows while they're drunk in Regina.
Yeah, it was the blood work came back good. We're good, but it was a goddamn nightmare. Then Ryan Patterson went up, and he was doing comedy, and the rest of the bar just kept telling that table to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
the whole time.
It's a rowdy place.
I don't know. There's some rooms I found. A lot of the rooms in Toronto are just comics performing for comics.
Oh, yeah. 90%.
You just got to be selective about which rooms you do.
Yeah, but
Because there's some amazing weekly rooms in Toronto.
Cal Post has a great one, Spirits.
Shout out to Spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I love Spirits.
Comedy Kapow is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So fun.
corner club.
Yeah.
The corner thing.
The
That one?
corner?
The
Corner
corner.
Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Sure.
I did Comedy Bar Small Room. I loved it.
Yeah.
Both rooms comedy bar are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place is awesome.
Mike
Yeah.
Rita's weed room is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amanda has a weed room too. Amanda Day, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I've done that.
Yeah, it was
And
on
Belford
a patio.
has Oprah Winfrey comedy
The
night.
Oprah Winfrey. There was one
Oprah
show I
Winfrey
did in
I don't think I've done
Toronto.
Belford.
I got invited out to. It was an 11 o'clock start, and
Yeah.
so I had just finished another show, and they were like, "Hey, just come and do this one." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And it was a nightmare. But they told me, they were like, "You're not gonna like it," and I was like,
Yeah.
"What?" And they're like, "You're not gonna have fun." And so I get there, and there's 50 people in the room, but I find out they're all comics,
Yeah.
all brand new comics. It was hosted by Nigel Grinstead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And The Cage, I think it was called.
Oh, the Cage
Oh, The
on
Cage.
campus.
Yeah,
The Cage
it was
on
a
campus.
nightmare. But me, Nigel, and Marvin ended up having a great fucking time.
Yeah.
We just made fun of everybody. We sat on stage behind them with microphones.
Yeah, at the desk. It's like
Yeah.
a talk show. Yeah.
Yeah, they ended up just having me sit with them.
Oh, they've
Yeah.
they've changed the format since I was there.
No,
yeah,
They
it's
were
so
just
much
a
fun.
straight up open mic.
Oh,
That was
yeah. When
Tom
I went
Glass
there,
dropped in one time and did that. It was
they
awesome.
wave you over to sit down and talk with him afterwards. And I'm like, this is like a talk show without cameras. What
I've
are we doing
actually-
this for?
But they'll critique your jokes as you're telling them.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so funny.
Well, that was the thing, because the guy went up before me and he was talking about how the only porn he watches is bukkake. And then I'm like, well, I gotta do my porno material. So I go up there and I'm doing it. And he keeps on going wait, what is that like? No, tell me. And I'm like, that's the next part of the joke. Okay, just let me. I'm like, ugh. So it kind of wrecked the flow. But I mean, I was performing for
Yeah,
no
you're
one.
gonna perform. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
exactly.
It's just
I
fun
just-
for us.
I just have a question about this rating system. Do they raise up numbers and shit like that, or
No,
do
they just yell
They
at
all have
your-
little gongs, and they just
how does this work?
They
They
just
just
sit
interrupt.
behind you and speak during your set. Where
Yeah.
they'll be like, "Oh, that
They
was
have a
funny."
microphone.
Like, it's the weirdest thing.
that's
They have a microphone and they're sitting at a desk behind you
super fun.
and they talk to you while your back is to them.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's the weird, but it's so fun.
It really is.
We smoked a joint with Tom Glass at
Fascinating.
Empress.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You were there. That was sweet.
I helped bring that motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's a great dude.
Yeah, him and John Doerr, Levi McDougall, and Dimitri Martin were doing a JFL tour, and we were talking to Todd after the show, and he's like, "Hey, you guys know where we can get some marijuana?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Everywhere.
yeah." I was like, "Come to
comedy
Empress if you want. You'll get spots. I guarantee it, and we'll get you marijuana." And he was like, "Well, okay, so we'll see." And he like gave me his driver's phone number, and so I was texting like he wouldn't give me his, and I'm like, "That's fine, I don't care." But so the driver was like texting us through Todd Glass, and he's like, "Okay, we're coming down," and they all showed up, and like I think everyone except Dimitri did a set, and John Doerr and Todd Glass came up back with us and smoked a joint.
Well, it was
Yeah,
weird.
we had similar interactions with him there too.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, yeah, we were like
we
right
were-
next to you guys, and we were talking. We were like, "We're gonna fucking get these guys."
Yeah, people like these guys are gonna freaking
That's one of the big joys of working at the comic strip is there's always like all these comics coming from LA, New York, all over the place.
Yeah.
And then they're always like, "Hey, do you know where I can get this? Do you know where like Sarah Tiana's like, "Hey, could I get a smoke off you?" And I'm like, "I don't have smokes." And she's like, "Aren't those yours?" And Will Hannigan stopped by for a guest spot and left his smokes. And I'm like, "You have the whole pack." I'm like,
That's funny.
They're all yours.
Did you tell him that? He's gonna love that. It's
Yeah,
gonna
he
ta-
showed up the next day to get a guest spot and
Yeah.
didn't get it. And I'm like, "She's got your smokes. if
So you
want
don't get a
them."
guest spot and you're out of cigarettes.
Yeah, she took them. They're hers now. Sorry, that's how the headliner spot works here.
Well, Jessame came by Empress last week or 2 weeks ago.
Peluso?
Yeah, she is so fucking funny, man.
Mm-hmm. She
Yeah.
really is.
I
I think our Zah's here.
Yep.
Yep.
Zah.
Zah.
You're such a
pizza.
gracious guest, host.
course.
Host.
Welcome.
You're a host, not a
I'm a
guest
host.
host.
You're
You're a
such a
host.
gracious guest for having
Yeah,
me
I'm
in
guest.
your
I'm
house.
guest hosting my own.
I
show.
don't like to call myself a host. I'm a co-host.
You're a co-host. Oh, does you feel like that takes pressure off you? Like nobody blames the co-pilot for what happened on 9/11.
no, because well, they,
I mostly blame the co-pilot.
Wait,
Yeah.
does anybody blame the pilot?
Oh yeah. I
imagine
wonder.
there's someone out there like mad at pilots because like of 9/11, like all of New York is like fucking pilots.
If only they knew how to deal with terrorists.
I found out I'm doing the World Series of Comedy in Vegas, and the day it starts is September 11th. So I have
Nice.
to fly in on September 11th. I'm like,
You should try and bring a box cutter on the plane and see if they catch you.
what, in a net when they throw me out the fucking door?
My brother left a shell casing in his wife's luggage.
Oh my god.
As a joke?
Yeah. Just the casing. So he was like, "There's no way this can get her in trouble," but it did get her held up at the airport.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Exactly.
And one of his buddies did that to him, but with firecrackers. And so he's on a watch list now.
yeah, of course
For
you
real?
are.
Yeah, because it was after 9/11 that he was
That's
flying.
an explosive.
Oh my
man.
God.
That's not a prank. That's like shooting somebody and leaving the gun at somebody's house. Oh, what a prank! It's like, no, you might go to jail.
Yeah.
You've been punked.
God.
Ashton Kutcher pops out. He's like,
You're framed for murder one.
You've been
punked.
9/11.
So Kai, we've been talking about all of our experiences. We've done comedy. Where are some of the best places you've done comedy in?
/ be a lawyer.
/ be a lawyer.
The best place I've been. No, I've never.
Best place to be a
I don't
lawyer
know.
is like the Queen of
You don't
Corners
know.
Like-
bench.
My favorite rooms to do are actually Empress and the Black Dog here and Spirits in Toronto.
Yeah.
I would say Empress and the Black Dog are my favorites.
They're
just
incredible
mostly because
rooms.
I can always, like, I'm always in town for a week and I just get to do those 2 rooms and then leave, and I get this like sense that Edmonton's just the best place.
It like
When like it's strong for its size, but like there's a lot more shows than those 2, right? But
there is, but like because I just went to San Diego and saw the worst comedians I have ever seen
really,
do comedy at open mics.
Oh, really?
Everybody was doing a character, and they all were some like Andy Kaufman-esque sort of exaggeration of some sort of mental disorder. And like it makes me feel so lucky the scene that we have in Edmonton.
Yo, people don't realize how strong our scene is.
Oh yeah.
But if you like, I've traveled around and I've watched open mics or done open mics in other cities or seen openers in other cities, and like Edmonton is strong.
Then why doesn't JFL come here, Ben?
I mean it's still Edmonton.
Didn't we just have a showcase?
Yeah, I showcased for them in January.
Yeah.
Not in Edmonton.
No, I did mine in Calgary, but they had one in Edmonton, didn't they?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Ooh, you
didn't get the
Just-
invite. Sorry,
Oh,
buddy.
that's okay.
Just,
I don't want to. I don't even want to attempt to do JFL before I'm ready.
You don't think you're ready?
No,
You're very funny.
that doesn't mean I'm ready.
You're like a hilarious, handsome caveman.
I
so
had no
easy
idea.
a caveman could do it.
Yeah.
Dan Clark.
No, I it's one of those things where I don't know if you're ever ready though.
I don't think you are, because the thing is, they already.
Yeah, I don't think you are.
No, not you.
I know I'm not.
Not you.
I know I'm not.
They go into those showcases, and without knowing it, they know what they're looking for. So you either fit the mold or
Yeah.
you don't.
It's like going into an audition. If
Yeah.
you audition for like a role of an elf, and you're 400 pounds, you're not going to be their elf.
Are you talking
That'd be
about that
way
time
better.
that you
What are
saw
you
me
talking about?
audition?
You were auditioning for a dwarf.
That's right, and I shat that one.
Yeah, you were not a dwarf.
No, if I was casting for an elf and Matt Alladine walks in, I'm giving him the part.
Yeah, give him the part.
That's
exactly.
amazing.
He's the elf
450 pound
king.
elf. Yeah, he looks like he ate the elf king.
That's mean. You're such a dick.
Okay, let's all go around and say one nice thing about Matt Alladine. Then he's very funny and has original approaches to a lot of jokes.
He's a beautiful human being with a beautiful spirit.
That's a cop out. That
You're a
fits
you're
everyone.
a
What a
beautiful human
non-answer.
being.
That fits everyone.
You're a beautiful human being with a beautiful spirit, Nick.
God damn it.
We know that's not true.
Yeah, that's not true at all.
I've seen your spirit. It's beautiful.
Where? Was I not wearing a shirt?
Yeah.
Oh no, it
Came
slipped
right out. Yeah,
Oh,
got
no.
that Iron Man hole in your chest.
A
The
whole bunch of
void
holes-
of no heart. But
Whole bunch of
beautiful
holes in my
spirit.
back now too.
Yeah.
So spirits in Toronto.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. It's been running forever.
Oh yeah, we interrupted him. Sorry.
Was Joanna Downey's room?
Yeah, it was.
Sadly,
Now,
no longer
I think
with us.
Cal?
Now Cal Post.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just been running forever, and it's exactly the same as like Empress, just like a weekly show that always gets a huge audience. The audience is always amazing.
Do you remember the first place you ever did comedy?
Yeah, my first 4 sets were all at the flagship Yuck Yucks in Toronto because I didn't know where else it even happened.
Yeah, and that was just their Wednesday night?
Tuesday, I think.
Oh yeah,
but
you got
it
to
might
do
have
the
changed
Tuesday
since
to
then.
get to
It's
the
been
Wednesday.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even sure I've ever done the Wednesday. They don't like me there.
And then one thing, yeah. Well, I mean, we tolerate you here. But the one
thank you,
thing,
thank you.
yeah. Now doing comedy for 5.5 years, as we've
Yeah,
established,
with
an
some
hour
pretty
ago.
major dead spots, I gotta say.
Would you say that like going to school and becoming a lawyer has given you like a different perspective on things, or have you just kind of naturally changed your perspective as you grow as a comedian?
I mean, it must have changed my perspective, but it's kind of hard to tell from inside, right? Like, so I don't think I've really changed the way I do comedy all that much, but that's open to interpretation, I suppose. Like, I do talk about certain things now that I just wouldn't even know about, or like occasionally I'll talk about just the law school experience, but like I haven't found as much as you find. Do you guys find this where people will be like, "Oh, you're doing this now, you must get so much material out of that," and you're like, "I haven't gotten anything."
Yeah.
Like, not at all.
Do people give you jokes? Oh, you can
I hate
use that.
Well, yeah, I mean that
You
happens
can
to
use
all
that
of us,
in
right?
one of your little skits.
Oh God.
Put that in
gonna
your.
say-
Why are
put
we
that in
doing
your
this to
little
each other?
show.
And
Put
we'll
that
be-
in your
and
show.
we'll be right back after the break.
Hey, everybody, thanks for listening. Use your hands to go to your keyboard and then use your face to look at the internet. Now use your hands again to type in northerncontentnetwork.com. Now use your ears to listen.
No, I like Nichols 5'5" stood out to me because I don't think I've ever been
crazy.
that terrified of like another human being on stage. Like just because he was telling a story about stabbing a guy in the neck
Yeah.
on stage, and
Wait, is that the guy that beat up Welby, or is that somebody else?
no, Nichols 5'5" is just a crazy guy. He's like a roided out guy who has a Hummer. And
He talked about how he sucked a dick in prison for a bag of chips,
He's an
Yeah.
ex-con. He's like 5'5".
but
and-
jacked on steroids.
oh yeah,
Oh,
and he's just
He's
like
a super fun individual.
Wait,
he's super honest, and he always ends all of his sets with a freestyle rap about God.
It's the weirdest thing.
I'm not making
And
this
he
up.
drove like a tricked out Chrysler.
honestly,
300.
I've been on the podcast long enough, Nick, that I'm not sure if you're not making this up right now. How
This
can I
is
know?
100% real.
It is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like a whirlwind.
Like, did he stop coming around? Because I remember him from when I
I've
was
seen
like
years.
when
Yeah.
I was like 4 months into comedy, so that would have been 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
The day I met him was the day after I met Jason Rouse. So I was like, whoa, comedy can be really dark and
Rouse is a
disgusting.
nice guy.
Yeah, and then I'm like, comedy can be real dark and disgusting. This is filthy. He's got a lot of dirty words and visuals. And then it's like, oh, this guy's talking about killing a man and sucking another dude's dick. Huh.
It was so weird.
Well, he only used to come out to Rouge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he
where
did
I
the
saw him.
Druid now and then. He had like the teardrop tattoos, and dude was a mess.
Hey,
And he talked about like pimping out his wife and shit.
Yeah.
What?
His wife. She
Awesome.
has like big fake tits, but she's like old. She kind of looks like sort of a beat up version of Ice Cube's wife.
Coco.
Yeah, Coco. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, Coco. Thank you, JV. But yeah, she sort of looked like she came to one of the shows and was sitting with him. And she was just sitting there like rubbing him the whole show, and I was like, "What?"
Wait. Describe this rubbing more.
Arm around him like this and just rubbing his front with her hand, just staring off into nothing.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
It was all weird.
Yeah, it was a
Him
very
showing up was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, if he showed up, it's like, "Oh, he's going on stage. There is no way we are not putting this man on
He'll
stage."
kill you.
Yeah, because he will
If you don't
kill
put
you.
him on stage, he'll suck your dick
He'll suck your
to
dick.
get on stage.
know,
I don't
he
want this.
always-
You can go.
He always gets on.
Oh yeah.
He'd show up and Sterling's like, "You're on the show."
Yeah, you're on the show. There's no way you're not.
Because it was like you can't not have that on your show. It's memorable.
Yeah, that makes the show. It was nuts, and it sucks because he never comes out. It's just like so many of the new comics will never get the joy of meeting Nichols
Oh my
5'5".
God.
Hey, stand-up's never got a shortage of weirdos who are going to show up. Like,
Yeah.
a new one will come around.
We
know?
always have one crazy at a time.
Freestyle rapping about like God and Jesus at the end
With
of it,
no jokes.
with no jokes, just like a minute
Just-
long.
Straight up loves Jesus now.
Yep, it's the new dick. He sucks.
He used to work out at the same gym that I did at the time,
Yeah.
and he got banned because he hit on the personal trainers too much.
I thought you were gonna say he hit on the weight rack. Just start fucking a plate.
No, like he wouldn't leave the female personal trainers alone. He would just harass the shit out of them.
I imagine that's a pretty high bar, too.
He would freelance rap hit on them,
Yeah.
and then he eventually got banned.
Freelance rap.
Freestyle.
Freestyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had
I'm
to
very
double check.
white.
He's
I'm
the white.
Jewish.
He's super white. Yeah.
Freelance rapper.
Yeah. You know when you got a boil or something, you go to the doctor, he just freelances it off. You know.
That's not what freelancing
We can-
is.
Is that what freelancing is?
We can start the podcast again.
Oh, okay. We're ready to start.
Yeah.
Do we know?
Yo, when I was walking outside, by the way,
Yeah?
I heard the neighbor yelling at her kid, and all she goes is, she was just going, "Are you playing in the kitty litter again?" And the kid went, "Yes." And I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
They're always fucking yelling. Like
was so
yesterday, I
weird.
heard a "what the shit" come out of the window, and I was like, "I'm just keep walking."
I love that kid, though. Like, don't tell me my business.
Yes, I am. Leave me alone.
I know what I'm about.
Buy me real toys, and I won't have to play with poop. Oh yeah, we're just this location where we record this. We're just a little bit south of the poverty line, so
We are right on the line between rich and poor, and it is really, really, really weird.
Oh yeah,
Are we
there's
recording?
You go down there just a little bit, and there's
oh
beautiful.
yeah, we're recording. Yeah,
houses.
Oh.
yeah. But yeah, like you also go like right over there, and there are people like with knives and bats.
Yeah,
Like
you're right off
literally,
118.
I'm right.
Yeah.
Like this is right on the line.
Yeah.
Like one block that way is Beverly, which is
Ugh.
if you're from Edmonton, you know Beverly as Beverly.
Stab. Place.
Yes, there's a lot of shopping carts in the street, and then a couple
Those are
blocks the
cars.
other way is like fancy tapas bars.
Those are
and,
houses.
Like
Yeah, that's
beautiful
a mobile home.
manicured lawns.
It's I don't know. It's weird, Edmonton. It's like they gentrify with like the throw of a grenade almost.
Yeah.
It's one neighborhood, and then it's surrounded by like Mad Max Fury Road all around it. Yeah,
It's the opposite of Vancouver, where it's just like unbelievably nice, and they just have one pocket of like, oh, this is fucking third world.
Yeah, where
Yeah,
you're
but
like you.
even that is too expensive.
Yeah, you turn around the corner to Heroin Ave, and it's like, oh, the houses are only $1 million here. Yeah, I
East
can't figure-
Hastings, right?
yeah.
Hastings, yeah, it's a rough
It's
hood.
East Hastings, right? Because
Yeah,
there's more than one
it's-
Hastings.
Oh no, if you go west on
Well, there's
Hastings,
East and
it's
West
still bad.
Hastings, but specifically, it's a 2-block area of East. Like it's
Of heroin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
and fentanyl, whatever you got going. But
Not
yeah, it's
picky.
just the opposite of that. It's unbelievably nice with just this like grenade of poverty right in the middle of it.
Perfect. Well, yeah, I mean, it's so fucking expensive there, though.
Oh yeah, I mean that
It's
the house
crazy.
prices there are crazy. Luckily,
did you live there?
rents aren't that nuts. It's the house prices like to buy a house there. It's
That-
insane.
That's
That
something
doesn't
I
make
always think
sense.
about, though, because like
People buy them as investments, like
comedians
a lot
have
of
to live
Chinese
there.
billionaires and shit.
comedians have to live there. So how do they do
Comedians
that?
don't own houses.
No, but they have to rent or like stay there, and like
Yeah, the
it's
rent's-
$1 million house.
Rents can't drive up that much because billionaires aren't coming in and renting houses.
Yeah, I
guess.
guess.
That makes
You
sense.
still need to rent to people that are fucking poor.
Yeah, true enough.
You create your own bubble of treat houses and condos like commodities, and you can kind of make a lot of money doing it.
Rent out a tree house, that would be awesome.
No, it's big. There's a big issue in Toronto with that, where like developers would build condos, and then like a Russian billionaire or a foreign investor would buy the entire building, and
Yeah.
then just jack up prices. And you treat condos and apartments like commodities
Yeah.
because you run out of things to invest in. So you're like, well, I'm just gonna create my own wealth out of this.
Yeah,
Ah.
and it's
Shitty
totally
building.
a bubble, but there's just no telling like when it'll end because the money is just coming from elsewhere.
Well, yeah, 'cause
from
it's not
people with, like a
Canadians.
ton of money. So
Yeah.
No, we're too nice to do that.
Well, no, I was reading this whole thing about how it's all like Japanese and Chinese investors
Dirty
buying
knees.
in
huge
Vancouver,
property in
a
Vancouver.
lot, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like a massive problem.
It started to tail off a little bit because they added like different sorts of taxes where like if you just have an empty place, you have to pay more for it, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So it's tapered off a bit, but like it's still like just any plot of land is over $1 million. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Is that outside investment stuff like an actual problem in Toronto too?
Yeah, it was for a while.
Oh.
But like,
See, I thought Toronto was just starting on Vancouver's like path.
well,
Like,
there's
they just
they're
started
both
doing
in
that.
huge bubbles right now.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
Oh,
Like,
Toronto's crazy
like
expensive.
the average house price in Canada is only as high as it is because of those two places.
Right,
Because if you look at any other major city, it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
But
Well,
like,
I was looking when I was in San Diego. There are houses comparable to the same size in Edmonton for like the same price, like a 10-minute walk from the ocean.
Yep.
In San Diego, it's nuts.
Oh man, real estate in the States is much cheaper than it is up here.
yeah.
Just in general.
Oh,
That's
Vegas.
because of The Big Short.
The Big Short.
Big Short.
The movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah,
movie.
the movie.
Just watched it again the other day, so many times.
Yeah. What did that movie do to like the real estate market?
Oh, it popped the bubble. Basically, they shorted the circuit of people investing in people this and people that, and it just destroyed everything. That's why there's the whole bunch of Albertans own property in Arizona right now, because it was so fucking cheap that you could get it for like $10,000 for like $1 million house.
Let's throw over
Yeah.
to Jamie for more on this.
I'm like, it wasn't. My parents own a house in Phoenix, and they got it when things popped, and it's a really nice house, and they got it for like $80,000.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in
The-
California during the bubble when it busted, and people were freaking the fuck out because everyone was like losing their houses, and they were like they had borrowed more money than the house was like worth now, and like couldn't make their mortgages, and like. I was a missionary there, so we'd knock on doors all day, and we would like knock entire neighborhoods, like massive neighborhoods that were just foreclosures.
There's a ghost town of like one of those mansion districts.
Yeah.
In Calgary, I was reading a thing about it. It's like $2 million houses, and nobody lives in it now. It's just like a ghost town mansion thing that like the homeless people are
Let's
just
all
gonna
move in. Let's
shuffle
go squat.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
you
gonna say
see
they should do
Coffee
the
Village?
Arrested Development thing and move all the sexual predators there.
And then drop a bomb on it.
Hell yeah!
Always money in the banana stand.
Did you see that like little village or whatever in Italy that's paying people to move there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The coolest thing.
a lot of places do that.
I've never heard of that.
There's
Yeah.
a couple
I heard there's
places in
some-
Alberta.
I mean,
Oh, I thought there was some in
Doesn't
like
Alaska do that
Newfoundland too
anyways?
or something.
yeah.
Probably.
But I'm like, to do that in
Well,
Italy?
you probably get like a northern
That's
living
awesome.
allowance. or
Italy, yeah.
something.
I mean, I don't like. There's going to be a language barrier probably.
Yeah, but do you really have to talk to people?
But it's
Well,
also.
I mean,
it's
I am a
also-
comedian, so it's sort of my job.
A lot of them also have like certain stipulations where it's like you have to like either like renovate or fix up your house within a certain amount of
Oh,
time. You have to
okay.
live here for like 5 years, and we'll
Yeah.
give you X amount of dollars. Some places will give you the land to build a house on if you stay there for 10 years and shit like that. Like
God, that's crazy.
people that just need a bigger tax base or whatever, you know.
Yeah, they do that with like the Yukon a bit. They give you a northern allowance of
Yeah.
a ton of money, and then they go, if you move here from a province, not a territory, we'll give you like a bonus, like an incentive to move here.
Because nobody wants to live in the Yukon.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Well,
Yeah.
Actually,
it's
a lot of
hard
people
to
love
live.
Whitehorse.
It's hard to live in the Yukon.
It is hard to live in the
Like
Yukon.
not only does it suck, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Well, it's the only place where I finished a comedy show at like midnight, came outside, and it's totally daytime,
Yeah.
and there's just drunks everywhere. It was the weirdest thing.
Yep. And then like there's a chunk of the year where it's you just don't have a daytime.
Yeah.
It's just night.
Which is depressing as shit, I
I mean, it's
assume.
great for me as a ginger. I'm like no sunburn now, but it's like
Seems like a small upside.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people kill themselves that time of year, but I don't get a sunburn, so it's good
I'll
for
take
me.
it.
Yeah, it's good
I'll
for me.
take it.
Yeah, yeah. Vitamin D deficiency up there, and then like also there's the northern phenomenon where the further north you get, the more men and the less women there is.
Really?
That whole grade, yeah. Like in Fort Mac, like in places
Well,
like
yeah, that's Fort
California, where
Mac.
in California there's more women than men, and then the further north you move, it changes geographically up until like Dawson City, Yukon, where it's less than 10%.
But for like,
women.
yeah, but I just think for somewhere like Fort Mac or Grand Prairie, that makes sense
Yeah,
because it's all oil and they're just there to work anyway
yeah.
and do cocaine.
And stab each
Cocaine.
other or fight. I don't know. Some of them are there to like watch the jail that they keep them all in, but
Y'all, everybody should listen to the last episode of Dan's worst podcast ever, just for Arturo stories.
Oh, did you listen to that?
Arturo was on my podcast talking
Man,
about
he's got
breaking
some
into
shit.
houses.
Yeah.
We had
Because
Arturo.
he was living in
as-
Grand Prairie, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's insane.
some of the
He's got
He
craziest
told
stories.
some cool stories on
He's got
that.
some fucked up stories. Man.
Yeah, we had him on for like a big 2-episode thing, and holy crap, he's lived a life,
Yeah.
and he's such a positive dude too.
Super nice.
Yeah, super nice.
Yeah,
super
he's
positive.
gotten out of it. But yeah, man, he's got some stories.
Yeah,
Because Grand Prairie is a mess.
it really is.
Yeah, every time I perform up there, something weird happens. Like you can't have a normal show in
At the
Grand
casino?
Prairie. Yeah.
I performed there, and I was opening for Patterson, and about 10 minutes into Patterson's set, a fist fight broke out in the back of the room. Nobody even, like, they looked over,
No.
and then we're like, oh, back at the
Same
comedy.
shit as always.
Yeah, they're like, oh, a fist fight.
Oh, it's
That's
Bill and
daily.
Fred again.
Yeah, and then after the show, these guys came up, and they did the, oh, you can use this joke sort of thing, and we're just going off, and like, people, political opinions, and I say opinions because, like, conspiracy theories is kind of a different thing.
So what about chemtrails?
Oh, it was about how Dustin Trudeau is manipulating hockey.
Dustin Trudeau.
Or Justin Trudeau. Sorry, Dustin Trudeau.
They probably did say Dustin.
No,
It's alter ego.
Dustin Trudeau is actually the name of my Roomba. But Justin Trudeau is the, he was manipulating hockey to keep us docile.
Doesn't
I'm
even
like-
make sense.
No, it really. But
Well, that's
whatever.
that like the
Nothing keeps
that's
people
that Roman
calm
circus.
like hockey riots.
That's that Roman circus theory,
The
right?
Roman circus. Yeah,
It's like
where
how do
it's-
the rich keep everyone entertained and distracted? It's by you create the Roman circus, and that's
Yeah.
what football and hockey and sports
football
is now.
and,
these
and
days.
Kardashians. and
yeah,
all
it's
that
reality
sort of
TV for sure.
stuff. Yeah. And keep those the price of cable TV nice and cheap.
You know, I actually had
What are those things called? Dinky boxes?
Cody boxes?
Yeah,
Dinky
Cody
boxes.
Those
Go to
little
Best
dinkies.
Buy and try to buy a dinky box, please, and film it.
Can I get a dinky box or a Roku, please?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh,
I actually had a decent time when I was up in Grand Prairie. But I went there on my 25th birthday, and I think the fucked up thing might have been they might have been trying to kill me with alcohol.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that-
Because
they'll
during
do
a
that.
25-minute set, I got like 7 shots sent up. They didn't
No
know
one-
that I'm a drunk though, so that was fine.
in the
No one ever gives me liquor there.
in the parking
Really?
lot.
You gotta just say it's your
Oh,
birthday.
man.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
They bought me tequila because I did my story about how I don't drink tequila,
Yeah.
and they were buying it, and I'm like, "Stop! I'm not gonna
Yeah.
drink it."
They're just
Last time-
hate
No,
fucking
man.
you with money.
I remember there was one
Take it.
time
I hate fucking you with money.
I had to do an hour, and in that hour, for like probably the first 30 minutes, I had 8 shots of tequila sent to me.
Oh man.
And I was like, I still have to do half of my set. And so when the waitress came to pick up the shot glasses, I leaned over and I was like, just water, just water. And so then she brought another tray of shots, and thinking it was just water, I was like, oh, I'll just do them all. And it was, nope, it was tequila again.
They do not follow
They
AGLC rules up there.
No.
Oh no.
They don't. Last time Alex was there, they gave him 11 shots, 7 at once.
Jeez, 7-Eleven.
Yeah. And that was in a 30-minute set.
Jesus.
11 tequila shots.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's a bar in the parking lot, like
Yeah,
of
the Den.
Yeah, the Den.
I always go there.
They took me and Ryan Patterson there afterwards, and
Yeah.
I'm not much of a party guy. I went there. There was like women taking off their clothes and dancing on tables. It's not a strip club. It's just a bar, and
Yeah.
people like there was women competitively stripping with each other.
Sterling and I ended up, we were there like 4 or 5 years ago, and we ended up in that bar for like a game show they were doing,
Oh,
and they had us as
God.
contestants.
Oh, no.
And I don't know what happened. I was destroyed, but apparently clothes came off, and we won. And then we got kicked out because they gave us the prizes, and it was all like coupons to restaurants and shit.
Yeah.
And Sterling was like, "Oh, we don't live here," and they were so mad and kicked us out.
There's some crazy people up there. Like it's steroids, coke, and drinking, and I
Yeah.
don't know what they do with their day to day. But I mean, that room, every time I've done it, has been a sellout.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been like massive.
Well, it depends. In the summer, it quiets down.
Yeah.
Oh,
but-
or during playoffs.
Yeah.
Good God.
But I mean, if you're in there in the winter or fall, it's amazing. My favorite tour that I ever went on was me, Chris Gordon, and Chris Griffin, and it was
Shirts
probably
off
like
tour.
6,
Yeah,
7
no,
years
that's already
ago.
fun.
Yeah, and Grand Prairie was like just a destruction of life,
Yep.
and it's my favorite story still. Like it's just touring with those guys was insanity, and then you just add Grand Prairie into it,
Yeah.
and everybody dies.
The MC, who's like a radio guy there,
Yeah,
he warned me about like he was like, there was one comic here, and they kept throwing trash at him and chicken wings at him and everything. And
did
he
he
wouldn't get
tell
us-
you who it was?
Okay.
Okay, I wasn't
And
gonna
he
say it.
He was warning me about it, and he's like, just don't. If they start throwing things at you, just get off stage. And I'm like, what? And that was my first time there, and I'm like,
That's
what
happened
the
to one
hell?
other comic in Grand Prairie too. I can tell you later who it was.
Yeah, but they were like, it's like one of these things where they're like, hey, we don't have the chicken mesh in front of you, so if they start throwing things, just hit the ground. It's like,
Say Roadhouse, bud.
yeah, it was. But yeah, a fist fight broke out. Like,
Yeah.
well, Ryan Patterson was on stage. Nobody even fucking. Oh, hey, that's happening. Oh well, on
Yeah.
with the show.
My favorite was in Saskatoon one time. 2 audience members fought, but they were fighting over the show.
Yeah.
Like one guy was just drunk and he wasn't heckling, but he was talking loud.
Yeah.
And it was pissing off the rest of the audience. And so another guy took it into his hands to beat the shit out of the guy because somehow that would interrupt the show less. It was the weirdest.
He was a
night.
long-term thinker. He's like, all right,
Yeah.
this 10 minutes is going to be fucked up. It'll be better after that.
Yeah. Wow.
I get the logic.
Yeah. So a lot of road gigs in Alberta that are quite fun.
Yeah.
Just
I-
Western
I-
Canada.
For the
Oh,
short
yeah.
time I'm back here, I should really try and get some of that shit in. Just go down to Red Deer, get in a fight, you know.
I did.
Lethbridge, I don't know.
Adam-
There's
There's a
some
Yucks
down
in Fort Mac.
Oh, Medicine.
There's a
Hat.
Yucks in Fort Mac?
No, just like a little
Let's
one,
go.
yeah.
Medicine Hat.
Wait, I think that might be where
That
Simon
one's
King.
nuts.
Well, maybe it was
Simon
Grand
King
Prairie
did
one.
the old Fort Mac room.
He did one where
Yeah, he burned that place
like,
down.
I was gonna mention this earlier when you were talking about like giant like rowdy crowds. He actually sequestered like the 20 cool people, took them into a corner
Yes.
while the other 200 people were
That was at Wood Buffalo. That was at Hustero's restaurant.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, it might have been somewhere else.
Like, what a
he's done it
boss move.
He's done
Yeah,
it
I
multiple
saw
times.
him do it in Lloydminster
Yeah,
once too.
he's done it multiple times. If like a huge group of the audience wants to listen
Yeah.
and there's another one that won't, he's just like, all right, get up with, let's fucking go.
That
And
guy
he
could
just,
run a cult.
He just takes him some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we're all going
They
this
love
way.
him.
Fuck them.
He has a podcast on the network, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with Simon King?
Well, okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
keep on thinking, I'm like, what would Simon King do? But that's not.
No, what's wrong with Simon?
What's wrong with Simon King?
It's just him, but he's good at what he does.
It's just
he just
him.
rambles.
Yeah, he can rant
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
anything forever.
I feel like he needs he would, if you give him a soapbox and like snake oil to sell, he would just
Sell out
sell
immediately.
out every
Yeah.
time.
Definitely. But well, I guess I kind of touched on it there. The Northern Content Network. Who started that?
It was myself, Alex, Ben, and Dan Taylor.
Okay. And like, what was the whole idea? Which one of you is the president of it?
Well, it was Dan and Alex had come and talked to me.
Yeah.
So, but I think Dan was the one who came up with the idea for it.
Yeah, I had this idea that like there's enough good talent here that we might as well make something that is kind of like for us.
And we got bad talent too.
Yeah, we have bad talent, but like, you know, like
Is that still called talent?
obviously like iTunes is a place to go for podcasts, like, you know, whatever you want to use. There's a bigger, better thing for it, but like there's nothing that just features like Canadian podcast stuff. So we were like, well, we might as well just try to do like a network for it, because eventually you could get the country in on like, you know, Canadian content. So we just kind of built a quick little website and started throwing people up there. And I don't know, it's not, I don't know. It's interesting because like I've been really lazy with it, where I haven't updated.
We all kind of have.
I haven't updated the site in a while.
I think like 4 episodes ago, I ran a commercial that you recorded for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still do every so often.
You can still go to it, and the podcasts are still on there. And there's some great podcasts on there. What are we at, like 15 now or something,
Something like that. Yeah. I don't. It's not like a bunch, but I mean,
There's more than just podcasts too, right?
Yeah,
Isn't there?
there's like video, basically any content. Like, and there was like a fake news section for a while that Drew Bame started, and then he got hired by someone else to do fake news. So now he's
Someone
writing.
paid him.
Yeah. So now he wrote for like CBC, I think, and then now he writes for the Hard Times.
What's CBC?
CBC Comedy, they do
They do like
onion
fake news.
style.
Yeah,
Oh,
shit.
and then the Hard Times was just satire, and then the Hard Times just got bought for by the Onion,
Ooh,
and so
That makes
Drew's
sense.
trying for that now.
it's been
he
pulled into
posted
the
about
many
it the other
layers
day.
of the onion.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the Onion got bought by like Rupert Murdoch or some shit.
No, it was
really?
like Telemundo or something.
Was it? Yeah.
those are two very different things.
No, it was some. It was some.
I just remember it was like in the lead up to the election, and it was like a Clinton supporter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
type
yeah.
group.
Because everyone
I
was
think
like,
it
they're
was a
gonna.
Hispanic news like conglomerate or
Yeah.
something, but I can't remember.
Telemundo.
Yeah, it was-
Well, like, because Vice and the Onion both got bought around the same time, and everyone was
did they?
like, "What's gonna happen?"
Which is when the Beaverton started too.
Yeah, I mean, everyone does satire, and it's funny, but yeah, Drew Bain worked for us first, so there you go.
Okay, there you go. Perfect. But like you started it, you just wanted something to highlight Canadian talent.
Yeah, just because like you can put your stuff on iTunes and be like, go find it, but it kind of legitimizes everyone's stuff a little bit more. I think to
Yeah.
be like, look, there is this network that you can go to, like and we'll put pretty much anyone on there,
Well,
I'll have a show starting next week, guys.
as long as it's not complete garbage.
We'll put anyone on there, and
pretty
we'll
much
look at
we'll
Kai.
put pretty much anyone on there that kind of is
Hey,
like
I have a journalism degree.
kind of just fits what we want. Like we don't want to put shitty stuff out there, and there is a lot of shit, like you said.
Mhm.
But it just kind of like highlights local stuff, and you can just go there and kind of scroll through it all, check it out, link to their site, check out their social media, that kind of stuff.
Well, and we've talked before too, and like it's pretty much all comedy podcasts on there right now.
Well, is yours comedy? Because yours is kind of commentary more.
Well, yeah, we're both comics,
Mm-hmm.
and so
But
we
you-
make jokes and stuff. Mostly me because I have nothing good to say about anything.
Mhm.
But
What
we've
did your
talked
tattoo say
about
again?
going off. Bitter or better?
That's a tattoo that bitter people get.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've avoided it hard. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. I just get angrier every day.
Yep.
But yeah, there's
I can only
a few like
imagine.
hockey ones on
Yeah.
there, and there's one that's really interesting. It's called the Modern Manhood Podcast. And they talk a lot about like toxic masculinity and like feminism and men's rights and all that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah.
they try to look at the male whatever character in like a healthy way. So that one was kind of
It's more
Cool
of a
to-
serious conversation, but it's super interesting.
yeah.
So Kai, we're
Yes.
kind of wrapping things up now.
Okay.
If you go back in time and give yourself some advice when you're starting out as a comedian, what would it be?
Oh, fucking don't. I don't know.
Fucking don't go back in time. You're right. Butterfly effect. Wink.
I don't know. Like I still struggle to even just like get out and work on my stuff. So I think any advice I'd give myself before, I'm still not taking today.
Perfect.
So, but yeah, it would just be work harder and stop fucking worrying about where you're at. But I'm still not taking that advice at all. So it wouldn't help.
Like, where are you at right now? Like, I see
Oh,
you.
I'm
around open
fucking
mics.
nowhere. I'm like a 6-year in open micer basically, just
Yeah?
because.
Oh, this is really resonating. with
Just
me.
because just because I do shit like go to law school and like take 4 months off of stand up at a time, and it's kind of hard to build anything out of that. Plus,
Yeah.
I keep moving cities.
Yeah.
That's not a help.
I don't know. I think that would almost
Eventually it will.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. 'cause-
Yeah, I
help.
mean,
Definitely give you a unique voice.
Well, you'll also have friends in every city.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
to a certain extent, yeah.
Especially if you stick with it. I think
Yeah,
that'll be really useful.
I definitely didn't make too many routes in Vancouver. Like I know those people, but not as much as I would in Toronto or in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Just because of the law school thing. Maybe because Vancouver's a little less friendly. I definitely didn't find anywhere like to call a home room there or anything like that. but,
Really?
yeah. But I totally didn't work that hard over
Like
the
the
last.
scene's less
la-
friendly?
a little bit. Just by a hair.
Did you
but
hear that, Vancouver? Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Don't go to law school. More
Yeah,
likely.
don't go to law school.
Don't go to law school and give a shit about the thing that you're supposed to give a shit about.
I
Yeah.
don't have to give a shit about anything. Don't tell me what I'm
don't
tell me what I'm about.
Wow. Okay. This intervention went sideways.
You're not my
I
real
don't have to care
dad.
about anything. Thanks, Dad.
If I wanted to care about something, why would I get into comedy?
Yeah. To care about comedy.
Jesus.
God. So Dan, where can they find you?
I'm at the Dan channel on both social media, and then my comedy page is at Clan Dark. So Dan Clark, but just with Clan Dark.
Clan Dark sounds like a World of Warcraft.
I
thing.
actually like that.
Yeah, thanks.
Clan Dark, and then of course Northern Content Network.
Oh yeah, northerncontentnetwork.ca. Northerncontent.ca. Worst
Northern-
podcast ever. we have
Worst memory ever.
we have northerncontentnetwork.com and northerncontent.ca.
Okay.
So they redirect to the same thing.
Okay.
So it's northerncontent.ca.
Okay. And then Ben, where can people find you?
I'm at Comedian Ben on everything: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can check out my website, comedianben.com. Go to northerncontent.ca and listen to the 30-minute week.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And Tom,
Nick, where can your stalker find you?
where can my stalker find me? I'll be moving to Toronto. You're looking for a roommate, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to be starting a podcast out there. We're going to call it Crooks and Comics, and we're going to tell people how to steal money and defraud charity with comedy.
Nice.
Uh,
There's a few comics you can already draw from.
I know a couple people like that.
Tom, you've got your big concert coming up.
June 2nd, Deviate Tavern. We're recording an album.
I
Check it out.
just learned that Deviate's still around. I used to go to punk shows here all the time.
Yeah, no, well, it's moved twice.
yeah.
A couple of times.
Okay.
Because they used to be Deviate Underground, and now it's Deviate on the Level. It's a mess.
Okay. And Jamie, do you have any parting words of wisdom for the listeners out there?
Why are you asking my brain to work right now?
That's a no. Okay. Thank you for
I think
subscribe
that was
or
pretty
listen or
wisdomous.
It's something. So yeah, have a good one. Hit buttons on iTunes or wherever the hell you listen to this. And goodbye now.
780-862-1124. That's my phone number.